Colorless is a color. I can prove it. So by the end of this video, I, Magic the Noah, will convince you that colorless is in fact a color and you have been lied to your entire life. Let me just show you real quick, all right? So basically, what is a colors? What is that? According to most people, there are 5 colors. There's white, blue, green, black, and red. So there's 3 things to be a colors that you need to have. So if you're one of these colors, you need to have mana, you need to have the values that are associated with that color, and you also need to have the color that is the color. Also, it needs the identities as well for what that color's identities are. So let's start with green. So the mana of green is actually green. Its values are being super fun and probably the best color ever, nature, and just being good and better than literally any other color. Its identity is being big, strong, and very cool, and just the best color. And the color of green is actually green. Next up, we have red. Red, its mana is the color red because it's red. And its values are, it values combat and the big strong, which go hand in hand because the big strong do big combat very well. Then you have its identity. It's all about speed, fast, turbo mode, going super fast, and just no brakes, pedal to the metal, absolute speed combat for the strong. And its color is green. Sorry, I forgot to change that from the last slide. I just sort of copied it over. But its color is actually red. So we have blue next. Its mana of blue is actually blue. And it values being stupid and gaining knowledge to be more stupid. Essentially, blue really values stupidity and will go to great lengths to learn more to how to be stupid. That's what it's about. Its identity is all about speed. Okay, I forgot to change that one too. But its identity for blue is all about being just not liking fun and hating fun. And it really hates fun. And blue is a bad color. Its color is actually white. So white is actually the mana that it has is white. The values of white is actually the being useless, because white doesn't really do anything and it has no purpose or anything. The identity of white is not having no identity, because it has nothing unique about it and there's nothing special about it, because it doesn't do anything. And the color of white is actually white. As you can see very clearly, it's white. Next up, we have black. As you can see, the mana of black is actually a dark gray color, contrary to most belief. And the values of black are reality and the truth, because it cares about the truth and reality. Next up, we have its identity. It really likes to kill stuff, revive, and repeat that process over and over until it's just, you can't kill stuff anymore. The color of black is actually black, as you can see by its color. So there are some people out there who say, no, I still believe colorless is not a color, and I hate it. Well, these people are actually wrong, and they're incorrect. So, the thing about colorless is it has everything that the other colors have, just as much. Let me show you. So, for the mana of colorless, it's colorless mana. For the values of colorless, it values not being a color, and that's what it really cares about. Its identity is having no identity. And many of you say, well, that proves that colorless isn't a color. Well, if you remember, just like white, white doesn't have a color value identity, so it's just like that and similar to a color, just further showing even more proof that it is a color, because its color, as you can tell, is colorless. And some people may be saying that's not a color, but take a close look at the word colorless. It has color in the name, which literally proves that it is color. So you look at the other colors here, and they don't have color in the name. They don't call it the color red. They don't call it, like, red color. So basically, let's say, like, you have your hand here. You have 5 fingers on your hand. Yeah, let's say one of them is the index finger. It has the word finger in it. But they don't call it the thumb finger, but the thumb is still considered a finger. So, you know, I just think that, you know, it just goes to prove my point very well. So, and I know dumb people are still saying, no, but colorless still isn't a color because it's not a color. But it is a color. It's true that it's not a color, but let me tell you this. So, black and white, So, white and black, if you read this right here, black and white are actually technically not considered colors. They're actually shades, but we still consider them colors. This means that you don't actually have to be a color to be a color. I hope this makes sense. So yeah, you have reason number 2, game superiority. There are just some people out there who have a superiority complex. And you may be asking me, Noah, what is a superiority complex? Well, I'm getting to it, so stop rushing me. So these people get joy out of believing that they are superior in every single way possible, even though they're not. This is essentially just like a God complex. Because they know stuff, which are the rules, they think that they're just so much better than anybody else. For example, one of the rules that they know is a colorless object has no color. But here's the thing about rules. Rules aren't always fair, and rules aren't always the way that they should be, and they're changed all the time. And let me show you why they should be changed. Here are 2 examples. So example 1. There are actually rules in the world that are against making a hyper-inclusive business plan. Let me show you how this is. So let's say you got me right here, and then I take 2 people and I include them in my business, non-discriminately, just putting them in there because I care about people. And then these people take 2 more people and they include them in the business. So now there's more people in the business and it's all super inclusive. And then we just keep doing that. So everyone is included in the business and it's fun and fair and everyone gets an equal opportunity. And they have a really nasty word for it. They call it a pyramid scheme. That's a very nasty name for hyper-inclusiveness. And it's said that it's illegal in the US and elsewhere, which I just don't understand. So the moral of this to take away is the superiority complex is bad and you shouldn't have it. And if you think that colorless isn't a color, then you have a superiority complex and you need to get over yourself. So colorless is a color, yeah. Reason number 6. So you look at the other colors, and remember how I said they have mana? Well, there's this little thing called the conservation of energy. It's a principle stating that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be altered from one form to another. So this mana's got to be coming from somewhere. And red, it gets it from the mountains. Blue, it gets it from the islands. You have plains, which gets it from the white. Then you got black, which gets it from the swamps. And you have green, which gets it from the forests because it has a little tree on it. So you got colorless here, and it gets it from wastes, which I know is like, they don't look that grand by comparison to like the forests, but like they still count as something. So this is me right there, and I have given an unbelievable amount of evidence that colorless has everything else the colors have, everything else. They don't exclude anything. It has color in the name, so it literally says that it's a color, and that other people who deny this are simply denying it because they are insecure. Yeah, what's that? Lobster. Subscribe because lobster.